Good morning, you stunning stack of cheeky sunshine. Do you know what day it is today? Today is the day that we remember who you are and for us to check what's been going on with the XRP price action. Let's get it. Hi and welcome back to Cheeky Crypto. My name is Nick and today we are discussing XRP's price action. Now, as I get into today's video, smash that like button, guys. Let's get this video up to over 500 likes. Really appreciate that. If you happen to be new to the channel, what are you waiting for? Subscribe and you will be kept up to date with all the content that we do here at Cheeky Crypto. Let's get things started off then by discussing what's going on with XRP on the 1 day time frame. So here we have XRP paired up with USDT. We are using the 1 day Binance chart for this analysis. Now you can see we obviously have been seeing the resistances on our 200 exponential moving average. We did see this on the daily time frame on the 22nd of April and the 6th of May. We obviously have seen slippage to the downside quite a bit in a downward trend. Let me show you with a trend line. Just coming in here, you can see that we have this downward trend line, right? Now, this move to the downside hasn't yet been broken, even though we've had a little bit of a run here in the last few days. We've kind of seen the price move up by 8.75%, in line with the rest of the market. We saw Bitcoin moving up a little bit, and it obviously is bringing up some of those altcoins alongside it. But for the most part, a lot of the analysis here is unfortunately still bearish for XRP on these smaller timeframes. We do, of course, have some bullish elements though. We have got ourselves these higher lows down here, whilst we do have lower highs. Okay, so we're kind of getting ourselves pinned into basically this triangular wedge. This wedge is unfortunately a continuation pattern, but it can be read from a couple of different angles, right? We can see here a bounce up, consolidation down, and another bounce upwards. This could be considered the idea that we are actually getting a continuation pattern for an upward move. However, if we actually zoom out of this, to me, it would look more like we have a downward move, a consolidation pattern here as we kind of relieved rally up, and we're likely to see more slippage to the downside to complete out the three-wave structure that I think is underway here for XRP. We've been through this a couple of times already. You can see it within this C-wave structure here, right? This is kind of what we're looking for. Our minimum expectations are down here at 41.88. We'll look for a double bottom, and hopefully maybe that is it. But I still suspect we still have slippage more towards these areas of 33.46 to 46.16, although I do expect us to actually be deeper and more towards 41. Obviously do have that more kind of bearish outlook, 28 cent to 33 cent. We hope to avoid that one, but it is something that we need to kind of consider. Okay, so knowing our structures here have potentially got a bearish pattern in play, specifically as we start thinking about this move here playing out in a bearish way, then we will be looking more for, unfortunately, prices to move to the downside. Now, is there anything else outside of Elliott wave theory giving us these kind of indications? Well, we obviously do have that bearish trend line to the downside. The price action is lower than the 200 exponential moving average. Now, for anyone who is new to analysis, technical analysis, wants to understand what these are, essentially a 200 candle moving average, exponential moving average. This essentially tells us whether or not the market is bullish or bearish. It tells us whether or not the price is lower than the longer term price action or higher than the longer term price action. Now, this is used as a trend filter, okay? So when we're lower than the 200 EMA, it is used as a bearish tell, and when you are higher than the 200 EMA on the daily time frame, you're in a bullish market. So for now, we are still lower than our 200 exponential moving average. Our 200 EMA comes in at 56.1 cent, when our current price of trading is at 52.3. Okay, at least at the point of recording today's video. Then, of course, we have the yellow line. That's the 50 simple moving average, 50 days worth of prices, and what is the average of that. And it shows us here at 53.94. Price is also lower than the 50 simple moving average. It's also lower than the 50 exponential moving average, the blue line coming through here. So essentially what I'm saying, guys, is that we have had the death cross on the daily time frame right in here as well. Okay, this happened just over here on the 5th of May, indicating that short-term price action is lower than Longer term price action, we also saw this over here as well with the 50 EMA crossing lower than the 200 EMA. Essentially, guys, it's not looking great, but I still see this as a short-lived move to the downside. It's not a long-term move. Now, EMAs and SMAs to one side, throw on smart money concepts, and smart money concepts does show us, unfortunately, with a change of characterization from a bullish structure into a bearish structure. I'm not sure if you guys can see it there, but there's a 𝗕𝗘𝗪𝗃 right in here. It's basically indicated with this wick low and this break of that wick low with a closed position lower. Okay, this change of characterization has put XRP into a bearish structure. Okay, and we haven't got a BOS, a break of structure, to confirm it just yet, but I do think that is likely to come. You can also see as well that we have equilibrium higher than the 200-day EMA, and also that's going to be major resistance from a smart money concepts point of view. We filled out the fair value gaps on this relief rally to the upside, so again we're looking for the next fair value gaps really on the way to the downside as we have these lower targets for XRP. Now, I know this is not necessarily what a lot of people want to hear, but it is something that we need to kind of consider, that XRP's price is going to consolidate for a bit longer before we get that big break to the upside. That's a huge opportunity. This isn't a video that's kind of being really like hating on XRP. This is a video of saying there's a huge opportunity here for dollar cost averaging and for building out those positions ahead of what is likely to happen next, which is a fantastic run to the upside. Okay, so I'm not talking about XRP in a negative way here. I'm actually talking about XRP in a really positive way. Price action moving down isn't necessarily a bad thing. Okay, and considering our structures, this does look very corrective, which means we are going to be pushing down a little bit deeper, in my opinion, but that is going to be short-lived, probably only a few more weeks, and we are then going to be lifting to the upside. Now, I cannot time the market. Timing the market is not something that I'm able to do, but I would say it's approximately looking at like 2 weeks away or so before we get this kind of bottom out and then reversal in the market. Now, if we take a look at the stochastic RSIs, which is a momentum-based indicator, shows you whether there's strength to the movements. You can see here that the stochastic RSI on the daily time frame is showing weakness with the move to the upside. Right, we saw 8% move to the upside, and we can see the stochastic RSI moved fast from the oversold towards overbought. This is an indication that there is a lack of momentum behind the price action. The stochastic RSI would move slowly if there was a significant amount of momentum behind the price. So the speed in which we've gone from oversold to overbought is actually a negative, not a positive. And we are overbought not only on the daily, but also on the 4 hourly. On the smaller time, 8 hourly, sorry, on the 4 hourly and 1 hourly timeframes, there's more positivity. We might see a little bit more of a lift to the upside. Take off the stochastics and throw on the relative strength index, you can see here that we are just about peaking above the 50 level on the RSI. Again, this is the area we saw rejection previously with hidden bearish divergence. Okay, so we want to be aware that this is an area where we historically, the relative strength index has unfortunately seen some divergences. And if this RSI continues to rise up higher and the price action fails to push any higher, we are likely to see some significant changes here in terms of divergence. We'll see another hidden bearish divergence, in my opinion. So we want to be really aware that this is not the best place for the relative strength index. And if we do find ourselves with another flagged hidden bearish divergence, we are going to see more slippage to the downside, as we have historically seen here on a couple of occasions already. Okay, so from the daily time frame, things are okay. I'm positive about the price action. I'm not negative about it. I do think we're going to be pushing down a little bit further in the price action. We are likely to see some cheaper prices, but that to me is a positive, not a negative. Okay, let's roll this up into a weekly time frame. The weekly time frame does show us with this bigger move to the downside, as indicated on the daily time frame. And of course, you know, this still does mean that we have this this local bear market low at 28.8 likely to hold out, indicating that we are to see this move, in my opinion, up towards $5.59 to $11.26. And this, of course, is going to be music to some people's ears and laughable to other people, right? And the reason for this is the price action, or the price predictions for XRP are very, let me just say, there's a huge variety of price predictions for XRP, right, in the crypto space. A lot of people say like it's a stable coin. You'll be lucky if you break to a new all-time high. Some people be like, oh, I'd love a $5. That seems like a really reasonable, logical place to be. And others are like, what, $5 to $12? That's too cheap. It's not going to be that. It's going to be like at least 50, 100, 200, $589,000, $10,000, right? There's a huge variety of price predictions and lots of different kind of ways of trying to kind of analyze the market. Now, I'm just running on the data that is inside the charts and giving you a very logical approach to the market, right? If everything continues the way that it has done since, well, pretty much the dawn of XRP time, then we are likely to see somewhere between $5.59 and $11.26. That will probably be as a result of the case coming to conclusion, and we actually see, Ripple's status not a security or as a security for retail investors, for institutional investors, all that kind of stuff put to bed. Once you have that put to bed, we're going to see a fantastic run to the upside. And of course, we do have to have that little bit of hope that maybe all the centralized banks around the world, they're all going to come together and they've all decided that XRP is the chosen one. They're going to flick that switch one day and bam, you've got a $10,000 XRP. And, billions of dollars from the banks will be gifted away to all of those retail investors who are able to buy XRP at a significantly reduced rate. Of course, that's going to happen potentially in the future, right? It's just, a case of time. Those banks just want to give their money away. They're just waiting for the right time to do it. Look, jokes aside, of course, there's potential here. Ultimately, I'm a more conservative kind of guy. I look at the data and I let the data make my decisions for me. $5 to $11 is the most logical area in the price charts, in my humble opinion. But no doubt you guys will let me know yours in the comments down below. And I urge you guys, let me know your price predictions in the comments. And if you haven't done so already, what are you waiting for? Check this video out where we discuss a little bit more about what's going on in the crypto space.